Hey everybody, it's Sifu Z.
Johan.
And welcome to Introduction to Wing Chun. This is the third lesson and probably one of the most important lessons. Of course, 3 is a universal working factor, but we won't go there right now. But the third lesson is postures, the postures of the Wing Chun system. We talked about the lower body posture of Kim Yi Ma and using GERK, right? And we'll go much further into that, of course. This is just the introduction. But now let's talk about the upper body posture. I'm not talking about the posture of the body itself, but the arm postures. Now, even if you never get into a fight, these postures are really important to understand and to develop because you can use these postures in everyday things. In fact, you probably already do use these postures in everyday activities. And I have to say that because a lot of times people get very confused when they're learning these postures. Like, oh, how does Bonsao, yet they do them all the time. Like when you're driving a car or when you're reading a book or when you're getting something from close by or something, or when you're rotating your hands or something, turning a doorknob, all kinds of actions that we inadvertently use a lot of these postures. Here's one of the postures from the Manakawa girl, the Bonsao and the Wusao, or even Poksao depending, right? So I've already given a couple away, but I want to share with you right now the main postures. So the first one is Bonsao. Bonsao. And you know, I'd like you to get right where I was standing, right? And go ahead and with your right arm, Bonsao. Yeah, now your hand will be loose, but everything else will be nice and tight, right? Bonsao. Yeah, Bonsao. Bon means wing. Now, and much like a wing, when we use Bonsao, usually we go to one of many things, but a very common follow-up to Bonsao would be Tansao. And Tan means to divide. So the wing, when it flaps, divides the air, divides the air and allows you to fly, right? So Bonsao and Tansao. Now let's show those from the side as well. So first Bonsao. Yeah, Bonsao. And you'll notice the shoulders here, the elbows a little lower, the wrist is a little lower than that, and the fingers are the lowest and loosest, where this is pretty tight right here. Yeah, so don't go in anymore, right? Yeah, let me, because that's why it needs to be tight. So it ramps off, right? Sort of a ramping point. Yeah, and then from Bonsao, wing arm, we go Tansao to divide the arm, divide the wind. Yes, right? And he's maintaining a Wusao right now, right here, that left hand. Good, one more time, back to Bonsao, wing arm, to Tansao. Yes, now there's so many more, but it's not endless. But there's a good handful of postures. We got Lansao, Fuksao, Jomsao, Kamsao, right? Tuksao, all these different ones. But I'd say the most important beyond Bonsao and Tansao, what do you think it would be? Here, let's face him again. Fuksao. He knows me. Yes, Fuksao, right? Now, he has this in Poksao as well. So it's Wusao, but it could be Poksao. So, yeah, there's sort of a freebie right there, Poksao, which allows you to function in this way, even backwards even, right? But what we're showing today, the 3 most important postures and most commonly known, most commonly used, is the Bonsao, the Tansao, and the Fuksao. And Fuksao has various positions as well. But your bonsao, go ahead and show them the bonsao again. Let's remove a little right there. That's good, that's good, yeah. So the bonsao, loose hand, yeah, here we go. That's a very common thing, is to kind of have that hand stiff. That's sort of a coordination thing of having the fingers loose but the forearm tight. But this would be a common movement if we were just opening up a door, right? Or if we were driving, right? Yeah, and now from tansao. Yeah, there's so many things that we would use tansao for, but the important thing is that if we were lifting, we wouldn't lift it out here, right? We would have it out here. We would have it here if we could, but there's not much to lift, is there? So the assumption is we're lifting, right? And so we have it just in the position where it's nice and strong, or strong this way, where we can use it to lift up on, right? Or press down. And then the fuksao. Oh, how would we use can you think of how you would use a tan? I think of it when I'm climbing. If I'm climbing, trying to get up on something, using a bonsao, tansao action to actually climb and get up on something using my elbow, right? It's a lot easier than mantling with my whole hand and doing a kamsao. Right? Easier to bonsao and tansao, getting my elbow up. Yeah. And then fuksao. Fuksao, I always think of fuksao as like cleaning your belly button, or trying to get something close in, or if you're trying to rip somebody's hands, maybe they're behind you, right? Or behind you and you're ripping the hands like this, right? The fingers rather. Right? Yeah, prying. That's just one. It could be a block from underneath. There's so many things. As with all of the postures, there's so many things that they can do from so many different angles. It's almost like a Swiss Army knife, where every tool in there has a multiple function. You can almost do everything with those things, right? Same thing with these. These are the Swiss Army knife of Kung Fu. Of Wing Chun Kung Fu, the bonsao, the tansao, the fuksao, and there's a bunch of other tools in there that we'll go over later. All right, now if you haven't checked out the other lessons previous to this one, go ahead and do so. There's a link in the description down below. If you like what we're doing here, you can make a one-time contribution for any amount over at paypal.me/SifuZ. If you want more information, go check out sifuz.com. And if you'd like to join us right away, you can train with us for as little as $1. Well, you can train with us for free if you want. But if you want to pick up the training even more, you can start your training for as little as $1 over at patreon.com/sifuz. I'd like to thank all of our subscribers and all of our patrons over on Patreon. That was a tongue twister. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification button, and we'll let you know when we make any new videos. We also have in the future the Wing Chun Talk, which is us talking. Then we have OPWC, which is segment of the Wing Chun Talk, other people's Wing Chun. And then we have, what else do we have?
The whole introduction series?
Well, of course, this series, the Introduction to Wing Chun. I'd swear there's another one. How to apply Wing Chun.
Yes.
Which is all in the future for you guys. So if you've already seen the previous lessons, then go ahead, march ahead to the next lessons. I believe there's only 24 of them or so in the Introduction to Wing Chun, and then continue on in the series. All right, we'll see you next lesson.